So in the previous video, we were asked if we could imagine living for 12 hours a day in the dark. Yes. Some of us can. So, as you can see from the National Geographic article, in 2013, our work was featured in a commemorative issue of National Geographic. The article was entitled Batman. That would be me. And I was reminded of this at a dinner gathering of friends in Canada. So I'm in the middle of a bite, and someone comes rushing up to me and says, "Here, you're in here," flapping this thing in my face. And I say, I'm eating. And they said, "But look, there you are." I'll take your word for it. Okay. Not to sound banal about it, but in fact, our work has been featured or cited or referenced in just about everything, everywhere. Okay, National Geographic just being one of those things, with plenty of whiz-bang, ooh-ah value to go around. If you want to find out more about the extraordinary aspects of our work, you can Google my name, Daniel Kish, and you will find out more about me than I myself know. In the meantime, I would prefer to talk about something a bit more personal, a bit more down to earth, a bit more heartfelt, something so near and dear to all of our hearts that most of us don't actually give it much thought. And that is freedom. So I'd like you all, please, to close your eyes. Everyone, close your eyes. Trust me. And I'd like you to imagine, if you would, that you go to open your eyes, but you cannot open your eyes. So don't actually open your eyes. Just imagine that you try and now you can't. And now what happens? What do you do? Has anything changed? You haven't changed. Your lives haven't changed. The world around you hasn't changed. Everything's still the same, except that you cannot open your eyes. So what do? You've got to do something. So you cast about frantically for some answers. And in so doing, you encounter a white cane. Well, you don't know it's white, but you do know it's long, and you know that it's about as long as you are tall. So some of you begin moving about. Not all of you, because some of you are still waiting and wondering what to do next. But some of you have got the hang of it, and you begin moving about because you now can. Okay, with this newfound wand of yours. So you begin moving about. And as you begin moving about, you notice that there are sounds around you. And as the sounds occur, you begin hearing surfaces around you as you begin moving. Walls are around you. Corridors are around you as you move through them. Okay? Corners are around you as you begin moving. So you begin moving around and you hear all of these surfaces around you. Can you hear them as I speak? So as I speak, my voice changes. In your imagination, as you move around, you can hear these surfaces. Okay. It's as if a light has been lit in the dark. But, in fact, you haven't actually opened your eyes. But you can open your eyes now. So, the scenario I just walked you through is not that far-fetched. Nearly the exact same thing happened to me, except that I was 13 months old. Nearly the same thing has happened to a number of our blind instructors. Nearly the same thing has happened to thousands of our students, to somewhere between 1% and 2% of the general population. Statistically speaking, 5 or 6 of you here will experience this. The lights will go off and they will not come back on. Statistically speaking, somewhere between 25 and 30 of you will experience this through someone you know, someone close to you, a child, a spouse, a sibling. Now, that's a small number, 1%, 2%. You can roll the dice all day and it might not happen to you, but that number, that small number, becomes very large very quickly when it actually does happen to you. Let's have a look at what happened to one young gentleman named Rio, who was hit by the 1% monster. And let's have a look at what we did for him.
My name is Ryo Hirosawa, or Hirosawa Ryo in Japanese, and I've been blind for a little over 2 years. I'm from Japan, and I'm here in Los Angeles, or like Long Beach, to get perceptual mobility training, which involves into the echolocation, the tongue-click sound.
Echolocation is literally a way of seeing with sound. You are illuminating an environment with bursts of energy, and you receive that energy as it reflects from surfaces all around you, and your brain catches and processes those reflections in terms of images. It's really quite similar to the way vision works and to the way light works. The only difference is the energy type. You're using sound instead of light.
A number of research projects have shown that people who are blind are in some ways redeploying the visual brain in such a way that they are truly seeing and appreciating the world around them, and that visual brain does light up, even though it's never received a visual input.
The worst thing that I went through after becoming blind is that I lost the freedom and independence and the responsibility.
He was a very, very, very professionally active person. He traveled, he was all over the world. He was doing all kinds of different projects for different people. He was well regarded.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Have a good day. Yeah, you too. Bye.
And then suddenly it's just all gone.
I was really depressed, and I thought about killing myself. Like, I wish I could die right now.
Coming across our work a few months ago was what gave him the strength to pull himself out of what he called his private hell.
He was under the impression that his way of life was to be similar to the other blind individuals in Japan that he's met, who have been trained to live their lives through another person.
World Access for the Blind facilitates self-directed achievement for blind individuals and freedom for individuals with all forms of blindness.
When people are guiding you in Japan, they guide you by the cane, right?
Yes,
That's like covering your eyes. So the methods that orientation and mobility instructors use to teach the blind are very outdated. They've been around since the 1920s, and they were created by people who can see. Therefore, these are people who do not rely on these techniques to survive their everyday life.
Hugely gratifying to us to see the transition, to see the development, the progress, especially when you consider 2 weeks ago he couldn't take a step on his own. He couldn't make any movement of his own initiative. He had no skills whatsoever.
We have shown him that you can make your own decisions. You can do what you want to do. You can go where you want to go. And not only can you do that, but you don't need anybody to go with you. Most importantly, what we have given Rio is hope.
Now, if we have a look at the LA Times article, that just gives you an idea of what Rio is doing these days. This is another instructor working with him, Brian Bushway, another one of our instructors. And Rio has his life back. I mean, obviously it's a work in progress, but it is a work under great progress. What we do is nothing more nor less than help people restore freedom in their lives. And there are many ways to infringe upon freedom. So we'll have a look at Lily Grace. We're going to have like a whiz bang, like a whoosh sound every time a slide goes up or something. So, welcome to 21st century England, okay? When you experienced finding your stick, you imagined that you could move around better. You imagined that this is better, this is a better situation, okay? The benefits of the right kind of stick are far from imaginary. And Lily Grace's parents got her stick, her cane, when she was 7 because of some things they'd read about our work with children. And of course, her school, in their infinite wisdom, decided to take it away from her because they felt that she was not properly prepared for freedom. This is the new millennium. Now, in case we should feel the urge to thumb our noses at England, because let's face it, you all want to, let's have a look at Pool Noodle, Kansas, right here in our heartland, okay? So you don't have to go very far from home. We can all thumb our noses at Kansas. But at least the school in Kansas apologized. You try to get the English to apologize for anything, okay? They basically just drummed Lily Grace out of their school. She's at a new school now. I was invited to Bristol, England, to help in Lily Grace's situation because I'm Batman, I guess. That's why they had me over there. There are many, many ways to get around as a blind person, okay? Dogs, sighted guide, whatever. Our methods are the most efficient, resource-wise and time-wise. They're certainly the most scientifically studied and the most scientifically credible. And they are, well, they've also gathered the most public attention, but they are also the most versatile. So I want to show you one more video of a boy who had a chance to really make a huge difference in his own life and the lives of others around him, and no one could figure out how to help him learn to find his way out of a shoebox. Let's have a look at Ethan.
My world
has been like this with Ethan since, from finding out when you told me he was blind to this moment, and suddenly the world has gone like this, and it's exciting.
10-year-old Ethan from Bonnybridge in Scotland contracted bacterial meningitis when he was just 10 weeks old. At 6 months old, doctors told his mother that his illness had taken his sight. His mother believes Ethan's blindness has contributed to him being musically gifted.
He would stand at the piano for hours, really, about sort of 16 months, 18 months, just stand and push keys. He's never been away from me since the day he was born.
But that is all about to change. Ethan has secured a place at St Mary's Music Academy in Edinburgh. He needs to be independent, but the problem is he has a lack of spatial awareness and struggles with unfamiliar environments. But help is at hand. Daniel has come over from America to teach him a special technique. Daniel first met Ethan when his family briefly lived in Canada. Today's lesson is one of the biggest yet. Daniel is going to take Ethan on a trip to his new school. It's going to be a lesson of 1 or 2 hard knocks.
Did I go all the way to platform 2?
Ethan struggles for a couple of hours to navigate particular areas around his school. Even though Daniel is totally blind, he knows exactly where Ethan is at all times.
Wait, stop. Not there, not there.
Ethan doesn't give up.
Go ahead and find the corridor, avoiding the open space. Across the chamber, staying close to the closed space.
The click's important because if you click, like if something was there, you'd hear something coming back to you.
Where's the closed space? Good.
Finally, success.
Exactly. Good, Ethan.
Easy peasy.
Now where's the path?
The next day it's Ethan's birthday and time for another challenge. A hike in the hills with his family. Observing Ethan's progress is Professor Gordon Dutton, who first diagnosed him.
Ethan will stop at obstacles instantly before bumping into them. He knows that they are there. His whole behaviour shows that he too is echolocating.
I don't actually see with my eyes, I just see in a different way. So that's the advantage about being blind. And you can read in the dark as well.
When you see Daniel do it, for me, that makes it believable. It's something to hold on to, and it's hope. And it's something that his whole life benefits from. Happy birthday. Love you.
So here we are entering the most modern age in human history. Who is still telling the Ethans of the world that they cannot get around and that they are better off staying at home in front of their piano? Who is still telling the Lily Graces of the world that they don't need their canes, or the Rios of the world to just give up your possessions because you can't manage them anymore? Is there any reason for any person, blind, sighted, autistic, or otherwise, for any person to be denied the bountiful freedoms of the modern age just because someone somewhere says it's inconvenient? So, the music in the Ethan piece included a song from Coldplay. The words, the lyrics were redacted. But the refrain goes, "Lights will guide you home, and I will try to fix you." We are not about fixing people, but we do offer a light that can help guide anyone home through any kind of darkness. And we do fix situations by helping people restore freedom to their lives. If you want to help us do this, then come to us. Together, we can fix this. Come find me and enjoy the rest of your conference. Thank you.